to this part 1, basic symbolism, and this is the lightning bolt. We begin with Anton LaVey again, the renowned Satanist. Now Satanists revere the lightning bolt because in Luke chapter 10 verse 18 Jesus says that he beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven, and that's why they use the lightning bolt. In this case, here this is his pendant with the down pointing star and the lightning bolt within. You can see that pendant there, Anton LaVey. You can see here Satanic News on the March on the internet and the use of the lightning bolt. We also have the Waffen SS lightning bolt of the Nazi Germany and the use of in that version. KISS uses that version, which is the Nazi version. KISS, again, Knights in Satan's Service. Black Sabbath and the use of that style of a lightning bolt. You can see here the Nazi emblem or a pendant. You can see here the same symbol being used like the Nazi version. Again here, single eye symbolism and the distinction of that eye. We're going to get into that later, what that is, and you'll find that out probably before we get to that full section. AC/DC, yes, a reference to electricity, but in this case you can see with their lyrics and what they do with horns and their titles that they're all about hell and Satan. So the use of the lightning bolt and this duality of symbolism and that deception that way. Now it just so happens that in mythology, I challenge you to understand what mythology is all about, what mythology is about, and it is a manifestation of the spirit world, one of the chief deities being Zeus, and Zeus is a lightning god. So you have this lightning symbology throughout. Here's Greece, and you have Zeus being represented. This is an electric company, so you have the cables and then this angelic being and the use of the lightning bolts. Here's in movies and the lightning. They like to, again, fantasize reality is what I call it. So what I challenge you to understand that myth has roots in reality. And I know it's hard to believe now, but we're going to get into it later, and this idea of fallen angels and them setting themselves up with aspects and personalities. Here's 9 Inch Nails. You can see 9 Inch Nails here with the lightning bolt. 9 Inch Nails is a reference to the Roman nail, which is 9 inches, that was used to crucify Jesus on the cross. That's why they call themselves 9 Inch Nails. Here's Nickelodeon 2001 commercial. You can see the lightning bolt here. It's very similar to these lightning bolts here. And then the use of this eye in the triangle. Now we get into that one eye symbolism, and there's a clue to it. We'll get to that later. This is Zeus. Different culture, same god. So Zeus, Thor, and the Norse god. You can see here, this is goats as well. So you have this goat aspect with this god and this depiction in this case. He is the god with the hammer and lightning. This is a bank building that shows hammer and lightning together, and this angelic aspect. Pride is no longer here. It's a MMA group in Japan. Arm and Hammer refers to the Arm and Hammer of Thor. Now it just so happens to be Eastern and Western synonyms to these gods. So this is lightning, and you can see lightning being held at the top in Buddhism, and then the thunder balls. Now we get that term thunder balls. These are thunder and lightning gods in Buddhism. Those lightning god is called Raiden, and you can see this being used in video games. I used to play with a toy in Japan that was a Transformer type toy called Raiden. So again, the same name. He just happened to pull his sword out and conjure lightning to defeat his enemies at the last moment. So in this case, we're being indoctrinated at an early age as to these deities in this mythology, what we consider myth. This is the African version of the lightning god, and you can see hammers back here. In this case, you have the hand with lightning and the hammer. So dual aspects of the same God, and you find all this dualism going on. This is God separated, but then you have gods having the same aspects in one. So you have Zango here. This is the African god again, and you can understand that when marketing, they understand what they're doing because they're using lightning with regard to this ad and using the name of the god Zango in order to promote their products. Here is Harry Potter, and you can see the use of the lightning bolt on the forehead. Here he is again and again. This is Satan touching the young Harry Potter. And this is an example of the Hegelian dialectic. You have thesis, antithesis, synthesis. This is a good witch or warlock against a evil witch or warlock. But then again, who is the hero? The white witch or the dark witch? The white witch becomes the hero and therefore the good guy, but they're both witches. And so you have this synthesis of understanding that Harry Potter is the good person. The Vatican, Potter's magic is okay. Witchcraft found not to be anti-Christian. So we can now see that they are tolerating witchcraft in the Vatican. Church, New Age is positive if you don't go too far. New Age refers to the New Age movement, and that New Age movement is into mysticism, and we'll see that that New Age is in fact Old Age. So we have children being indoctrinated. I don't believe the stories of J.K. Rowling, the richest woman in the world, and how she came to her status as being the richest woman in the world, going from those types of means without the help of the demonic realm, and I believe that she is a witch to understand the aspects of Harry Potter. Oh no, yes, I'm a witch, and so of course, she uses the lightning bolt representing Satan. So that is the end of the first plate in light. Moving along with the lightning bolt, we begin with David Bowie. This is a little earlier than my generation, and you can see the use of the lightning bolt in the eye. This is him as an older man. This is part of his Ziggy Stardust campaign. You can see the lightning bolt, Vogue magazine. This is Kylie and the lightning bolt style in the eye. This is Keisha and that lightning bolt in the eye. And you can see here the use of the lightning bolt in the eye. This is Lady Gaga now. So you can see the recycling of this symbolism across generation. Now you can also see now the use of the Nazi-style lightning bolt in the eye. And you can see this symbology being reused again. Lightning bolts upside down in this tree. Again, the lightning bolt again. These are mere puppets for the industry. They are ministers to indoctrinate people this way. It used to be that artists were completely or wanted to be individual. I know me as an artist or an architect wanted to be this way. I didn't want to copy anybody. But this is, you can see what is going on this level of programming. So here is E for everyone, and you can see the symbol here. This is representing Lady Gaga, the lightning bolt in the eye. E for everyone, and you can see what who is she's about, and her lyrics. My goodness, we'll see those in case studies at the end of this. But E for everyone and this indoctrination. This is also called the peace sign. We'll see a little bit of that later and where that originates from. So going back on David Bowie, there's Blondie. I believe that's Blondie. Anyway, the use of the eye. There's also this red and blue symbology. These, I've come to find out that blue and red are quintessential satanic colors. You'll see that at the end of this. You'll also see the Mayan aspect and just use of different pagan things. Here again, lightning bolt in the eye. That is the Grateful Dead. This is My Chemical Romance. This is a newer band. You can see here the use of the snake and the lightning bolt in the single eye. So this is deliberate. Rolling Stones magazine and the Rolling Stones, Mick Jagger, Keith Richards. he uses this keychain with a lightning bolt on it, and of course the pentacle and the star, the common star. Black Eyed Peas, in their whole campaign, they used this logo for a number of their album covers. Electric Lucifer, again, you saw the previous plate with AC/DC, so really just combining electricity with Lucifer, and then trying to be deceptive that way. So we have, and this is an old album. This is Lupe Fiasco and his video that has lightning coming across his body. He has these symbols, the peace symbol, which is not the peace symbol, and that originated the anarchy symbols, which represents this pyramid. And then we have the lightning bolt with bones, and bones represents death, and we'll get into skulls and bones and that idea in secret societies as well, that symbolism. Lily Allen, this is riddled with occult symbolism. Her albums are, so you have the lightning bolt here, and in the clouds. Foo Fighters, they refer to these balls of light that were found in World War II, and they called those things Foo Fighters. And toward the end of this, you're going to understand that this is spiritual stuff, and from my worldview and understanding that these are demonic realms, and hence you have the Foo Fighters in combination with the lightning bolt. They know exactly what those are. So I'm not coming from my perspective, I'm coming from their perspective. This is the lead singer of the Foo Fighters, and now with cross-genre, look, he wears the common cross, but is he a Christian? No. So we have to understand how they do things and not be deceived by what they're wearing. There he's wearing the Slayer sign, and okay, this is cross-genre, showing the pentagram in this aspect, so he's representing heavy metal as opposed to his genre, which is just sort of alternative music. City of Ember, Green Day, Metallica. When you see this, the serpent biting or spitting out lightning bolts, and so there you have it, the satanic realm. Moving along to the second plate of the Il Cornuto hand symbol, and this is Usher. And you can see Usher was actually responsible, apparently, of bringing Justin Bieber onto the market. And you can see the use of this symbol. This is cross-genre, every genre. This is Disney product, Hannah Montana or Miley Cyrus. And you can see. Now when we come to an image like this, this is Pink, you can see that she knows exactly what she's doing because she's putting the horns on the head representing that sign. Gwen Stefani, they use it constantly. Now here's another life image. This is Lady Sovereign from the United Kingdom. This is a global effort. This is not just the United States, and we'll see a little bit of that in this presentation. But you see the dual symbolism here, you see the hand sign here, and you see the skulls with lightning bolts. And we're going to see lightning bolts in the second section. Skulls and crossbones, so the dualism and the use of variants of skull and crossbones with lightning bolts. You're going to see this, and I want you to bear with me. Britney Spears and Celine Dion. Moving along, here's Bono again. This is Keisha and the three-finger method. This is Nicki Minaj, of course. She's downright demonic, and we're going to see some of that stuff. You can see the use of the symbol. This is Selena. She represents the tweens, and we'll see some of that and what she even wears that references Satanism. You can see here now he's crossing his arms. We'll see that X symbolism later on toward the end of this presentation, but dual symbolism going on, and I want you to bear with me in understanding this. There's Rihanna once again, and of course Tweety's doing that. This is the band called Paramore. Paramore was known or was thought to be a Christian band because after some concerts they pray to God. We have to be very careful of what God that is. As a Christian, I've come to find out a lot that whether or not it's their God or my God. We can see this. How creative can you be? I'm telling you, this is artists copying artists and being ministers, essentially, to the world. like it's a cool thing. So in this case now, Getty image, we have the band Paramore. She puts the devil's sign in the single eye symbolism, and this is one of the key images I want you to remember of that single eye symbolism. Again, here's Life magazine. This is a band called Muse, I believe. I believe it's Muse, but you can see this dual symbolism with the use of the hand sign, and on the t-shirt Caduceus. Also, they like to wear black and white, which represents this dualism, and I'll show you that in the subsequent, or the the subsequent plates. This is a band I used to like, Weezer, and the use of that sign, and you can see that it's ubiquitous on all genres of music, saluting Satan. And you have here Lil Wayne, 2-finger, 3-finger. I know it sounds funny. You know, so we're taught to believe if you even mention the word Satan, it's like a funny thing. But I'm going to tell you, please, what about understand that fantasizing reality aspect? If you really think it's fantasy and what these people do and what they we're naive to believe that there is not a satanic realm and a satanic church and satanic practices going on. This is Kevin Spacey, and we have Nicolas Cage with his son doing that sign. This famous director, and you can see the sign. I used to listen to this band, Daft Punk. Daft Punk, you can see the symbolism here, praying to Lucifer or Satan. Very easy to interpret this if you just understand what's going on. A symbol of something, perhaps it was once called hope. This is 7+. My daughter played this game and I realized what the heck is going on. And this was a couple years back. You can push these buttons and make this sign, and they equate this symbol, hope, in a question mark. Very interesting how they play and they indoctrinate people into this symbolism. Athletes are not immune to this type of symbolism. You've got some horns here, kind of a weird image. I have another image of McDonald's CEOs doing this, but it's not on this one. But here's a basketball player, political Japanese parliament. Does this mean I love you? Maybe, but I'm telling you, with secret societies and this man, Obama, these guys involved in secret societies, I'll show you that these are Luciferian secret societies and that these symbols are not coincidence and they are deliberate. He likes to have that symbol. There's other things that he does. And, you know, this could be just caught on camera, but I'm telling you, I'm up into the 90th percentile of that not being the case, because look how much it's been perpetrated on mankind. Look at this. How well programmed everybody is into it. And of course we have the Pope. He likes to do that, but I added another image that's pretty distinct as far as that. So is he saying I love you in this case? We're going to find the Catholic Church is far from innocent.